Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejabin and his staff are yet to receive their salaries 16 months after assuming office. Only the Deputy Special Prosecutor has been paid, leaving other staff of the office agitated. Now, the former Special Prosecutor Martin Amidu is owed salary arrears. Reacting to development, the Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejabin says the situation can potentially derail the fight against corruption, since the unpaid staff are left in a vulnerable state. He therefore wants urgent steps taken to rectify the existing compensation issues within his office. Let's stay a bit longer on this issue and have a conversation with co-chair of Citizens Movement Against Corruption, Edem Senanu. Good evening to you, Edem, and welcome to this night.
And thank you for having me.
Now, this is coming, first question I want to know, is this coming as a surprise to you?
It's an absolute shocker. It's an absolute shocker. This is embarrassing. It's unacceptable. And it totally undermines the so-called fight against corruption. And I mean, it's just something that one would not expect in this day and age to be happening.
What do you think might be the reason why these monies have not been paid yet?
Well, it just marks of a lack of effective leadership, because you can't have a flagship initiative such as the Special Prosecutor's Office, something that you set up yourself as a government, and you know that there are staff there, there are logistics, there are equipment that are required, and there is no effort to do this. Even after the previous Special Prosecutor raised concerns bordering on the same thing, you appoint a new Special Prosecutor in 16 months, he's not been paid. It's absolutely embarrassing and disgraceful.
Now, if these monies are not paid, what could be the problem to face the country or the fight against corruption?
I mean, it poses a serious risk. You have staff who are engaging on what we call grand theft, and the nature of it, the sums of monies involved are so huge that they're the kind of staff who ought to be well paid so that they don't get tempted or lured by any of such things. In any case, it is really inconceivable that any worker will be able, in this current state of affairs, to be able to survive 3 months, let alone talk about 16 months without pay. What would their families be thinking? Why would they continue to stay in those jobs? You are going to risk their moving on, the turnover, the attrition. So it has a lot of implications for the running and management of that office, a lot of implications for the work they do, the investigations, and whether they are going to provide quality support in terms of their professional skills to the office.
And what should the Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejabin be doing as they await monies to be paid to the staff of his office?
I think that the sooner on such issues he brings on board civil society and other voices, the better. We're quite concerned when Ms. Amidu waited till very late in the day and started putting out this information and then resigned. Because we were quite certain that if he had appealed to the conscience of good and well-meaning citizens of this land, everybody would have been speaking up and compelled government to do what is right. I mean, it is bad enough if you are not paid for a month or two, but 16 months for a critical institution such as the Special Prosecutor's Office, I mean, it's just unimaginable. It's absolutely untenable. It's embarrassing, and it's disgraceful. Whoever is responsible should be bowing their heads in shame.
Are we to expect any action from the Citizen Movement Against Corruption on this matter?
Well, yes, as we are doing now, speaking about it, and we'll be galvanizing other members of the civil society fraternity to have a common voice on this. I mean, it's not one of those things we should drop the ball on. These people should not be ending up going home for Christmas with no money in their pockets after 16 months. Can you imagine?
All right, thank you so much for coming there with us on the news tonight. And